For today's recipe, Link will be joined by IQ, Gastro Bob, and Yar, Captain Cook. And backed up as always by Guinea Page and the Animal Crackers.
I've got a great idea for today's recipe. We're gonna make empanadas. Empanadas are a Latin American turnover. The word empanadas comes from the Spanish word empanar, which means bread. That's because empanadas are a tasty pocket of pastry dough with a savory filling. Except our recipe has a little sweetness because of a secret ingredient. And our secret ingredient is raisins. Not only are empanadas really yummy, but they're also a lot of fun to make. We'll start by making our pastry dough because that will take the longest. Here's what you'll need. 3 cups of all-purpose flour, plus more for the work surface. 3/4 of a cup of water. 1/4 of a teaspoon of fine sea salt. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. 1 egg, beaten. 1/2 cup of cold vegetable shortening, cut into cubes. 2 teaspoons of granulated sugar. If you don't want to make your own pastry dough, you can always get ready-made pastry dough in the frozen section of your grocery store. In a large bowl, mix all your dry ingredients. In addition to these dry ingredients, we're gonna add a liquid and a fat. When you combine those 3 ingredients, they create a paste. For the fat in our recipe, we're gonna use shortening, and we're gonna add the shortening to our mixture by cutting in. Cutting in is a culinary term, which means to add a fat to a flour mixture and create little lumps. But for a culinary term, I think we're gonna need a culinary tool. Secret agent man? Butter knives? Thanks, secret agent man. Those will be perfect for cutting in our shortening. Knives, cutting, why didn't I think of that? We want our fat to be as cold as possible. No melting here. See what's happening here? As we're cutting in our shortening, we're coating all the little clumps of fat with flour. When the pieces are about the size of peas, we're ready to move on to our next step, adding liquid. To our beaten egg, we'll add water. But just like our shortening, the water has to be super cold.
Those ice cubes will do the trick, Link. They're really cold.
Thanks, Gastro Bob. These ice cubes will definitely bring a chill to the water. But we only need 3/4 of a cup. Combine our egg and mix together with a fork. Instead of dumping all your liquid in at once, slowly pour the liquid in till all your dough comes together. We're gonna use a fork to incorporate our liquid. That will allow us to toss our ingredients like we gently toss a salad. This will also prevent us from mushing up all those little balls of fat we cut in. Our ingredients are starting to come together into a ball, so I'm gonna stop tossing with my fork. I know, making pastry dough is exciting, but it's important not to overmix it. Isn't that right, IQ?
Right you are, Link. That's because flour contains a protein called gluten. Think of gluten like a string. The more you mix, the tighter those strings get, making the dough more chewy. That chewiness is great if you're baking bread, but not so great for empanadas, which we want to be flaky.
Speaking of which, it's time to chill and put our dough in the fridge. I wonder why our recipe calls for chilling the dough first. Why can't we just roll it out now? What's the scoop, IQ?
There is a trick for getting those chewy flour glutens to relax by chilling them. At least 30 minutes in the fridge will do it. Best of all, chilled out, relaxed glutens help make the dough less elastic and thereby easier to roll.
Whoa, there seems to be a lot of details for making the perfect pastry for empanadas.
Actually, Link, less is more when it comes to making tender yet flaky pastry. The reason is all due to the chemistry of the ingredients interacting. For example, why do we want pea-sized clumps of fat? Well, when the dough is rolled out, those pockets of fat get stretched out between the flour and liquid paste. The fat pockets help create sheets or layers in the flour and liquid, known as laminate. So when you get laminate, you get flaky. As the dough cooks in the oven, those pockets of fat melt, allowing the flour layers to slightly puff up and gently separate. So do less to get more successful results. Don't cut in your fat too much. Add just a little bit of liquid at a time, and don't overwork your dough.
While we let our dough chill and relax, let's make our filling. Here's what you'll need. 1 pound of lean ground beef, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, half a cup of finely chopped onion, 1/4 cup of golden raisins, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, we're using a no salt brand, 4 cloves of garlic, minced, and half a teaspoon of fine sea salt. We'll start by heating our olive oil over medium heat. Add our ground beef, our garlic, our onions, and our secret ingredient, our golden raisins. We're gonna stir it until the meat is cooked through. That should take about 5 minutes. Lab rat, you know what to do. Now we'll add our tomato paste, our white vinegar, our cumin, our chili powder, and our sea salt. Once this all cooks together, we'll be ready to assemble our empanadas. Wait, that reminds me. Can you preheat the oven, Gastro Bob?
You got it, Link. 425.
I've lined a large baking sheet with parchment paper. I've taken our empanada dough out of the fridge, and now it's time to roll it out. On your clean countertop, spread a little bit of flour. Also spread some flour onto your rolling pin so the dough doesn't stick to it. Ready, set, roll! Thanks for the rockin' dough rolling beat, Guinea Page. As you can see, I've rolled out the dough. We're gonna cut out 8 equal pieces. For that, we'll need another special tool. What do you say, Secret Agent Man? Thanks, Secret Agent Man. This 6-inch round cookie cutter will help us cut 8 pieces out of our dough. If you don't have a cookie cutter at home, don't worry. Just cut your dough into 8 equal pieces. Lab rat, if you please. Now, we'll add about a 1/3 cup of filling to the center of our dough. And fold over. We're gonna seal the edges using a clean fork.
Yar, look at that. Locked up tight with a yummy treasure inside. Reminds me of me pirate treasure. I'll just show you. Just need the key. I lost my key. It's okay, I know a trick. Shake, pull.
All our empanadas are assembled, but we're not finished yet. We're gonna whisk this egg with a little bit of milk. We're making an egg wash. This is an optional step, but you'll find it gives your pastry a golden soft shine as it bakes. These will need to bake for about 30 minutes or until they're golden brown.
Counting down from 30 minutes, counting up to golden brown.
That gives us plenty of time to tidy up.
Let's tidy up, let's tidy up, let's tidy up. Let's tidy up, let's tidy up, let's tidy up. Let's tidy up when you're finished and the cooking's done. Let's tidy up, even though you had lots of fun. Let's tidy up, gotta clean up the pots and pans. Let's tidy up, put them away, you gotta wash your hands. Let's tidy up.
30 minutes is up.
Check these out. Is this an awesome snack? Or is this an awesome snack?
Hear, hear. A savory treasure with a hint of sweet in every bite. I've made a new discovery. Empanadas. Now, if only I could discover where I left me keys to get into me treasure chest. I'll find it, though.
Keep looking, Captain Cook. You'll find it. I had a gastro blast making empanadas with you today. See you next time.